Good morning. Does this give you a clue as to what's on Lou's mind? I've had to switch gears. I've got to get it going and just be productive and not think about some things. Just. And I've been looking at tutorials, and I guess I should stop. This is Lou. It is October 3rd. That day was important in time. Only to me, my daughter, October 3rd is the day that we left Vancouver, Washington, and went to Perryton, Texas, to work with my Papa Bear. And they had bought a house that had a little house next door, a little like a mother-in-law apartment, but it was a house. And so me and my daughter got to live there for the first while. We lived next to Mom and Dad. They had a really nice, big, huge house, which of course we were welcome. But if we wanted to not be there and we wanted to do certain things that are not approved of there, then it'd be at our house. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I just wanted to get on and give you a little update. Nothing important. Basically, I got a headache from all the shopping I've done. Shopping is not always fun. And it's just, I try to get the best deals and stuff like that. I mean, if I just got on there and just went crazy, I would have probably spent a lot more than I did, and I still spent too much. In other words, you have to spend money to make money, and you cannot create things without materials. So I had to get some materials. And some of it was crazily priced, and some of it wasn't bad. So that's what we got. We got the not bad. But I am intending on sewing. I don't know about those quilts that I talked about. I mean, I want to do that. And I was thinking it would be fairly easy if I did the jelly roll, because a lot of the work is done for you with all the different colors of materials that'll go together. And then you just have to, well, there's different ways of doing that too. But I like the one where she sewed 3 strips together, which really ended up making a 6-inch square. Which doesn't seem like very much, does it? But you would cut it. So you would sew 3 strips together. They're 2.5 inches a piece. That ½ inch is taken up in the seams, because you have 1/4 inch seams all the way across. So anyway, you end up with a 6-inch square. It's not a square. I'm saying that wrong. You end up with 6 inches across, okay? But what you're going to do, you're going to press it out, make it all flat, and then you're going to cut it. You're going to cut it about every 6.5 inches, because you have to have that 1/4 inch seam on each side. So that way you can take those 3 lines that are going one way, you cut across it, and then you can twist it the other way. So you've got 3 going vertical. Is that vertical? No. Horizontal? I don't know which is which. Isn't that terrible? Horizontal is the ones going sideways, okay? And vertical is the ones going up and down. So you just twist it back and forth, back and forth. And twist is not the right word either. You place. In other words, cut them 6.5 inches if you're going to do the 3 strips. And then you'll have a 6.5 inch square, which you'll turn around. Yeah, that would be about right. I don't know if I can set it up to show you when I be sewing. I'm not sure how these people set up their cameras and be able to twist it and let it look. But I tell you what, I've been looking at tutorials on how to make these mug rugs. And they look so cute. And I can more see the need for it now as I've looked at some and they've said a few things. First of all, they're really cute. And how many times do we need a coaster? Now, I don't know if you really necessarily need a coaster for a coffee mug, but if it spills, there you go. You got your coaster. and the way we make it is going to be absorbent. So if there is a mess made, you can take your mug rug and clean it up and then go throw it in the wash. Pretty trip. Now, I've seen some different ways of doing these quilted mug rugs, and they look so cute. And I don't have all the supplies that I need if I want to get started and do something. So I took a visit to Makar yesterday and found some material. That's so exciting. And when I was with Dad, I was going to do hanging towels, you know, so you can hang it over the oven rack and it won't fall off. You would attach it. And then actually I found that you need that in the bathroom too. Those hand towels just fall. They don't stay on the dadgum ring. Or you just need something to go through the ring and then clip so that it doesn't fall off. But here's what I started to do when I was with Dad. I started to do hanging hand towels, okay? And so, yes, this is small. This is half of the towel. So you cut the towel in half, and then you can have like this hangs off the oven door. And up here, up at this part is another piece of material, which will make it a little longer. Jesse says, boy, that's small. That ain't nothing. And I said, well, it's not done yet. However, it's true. These are small towels. I bought a set. I bought 2 sets of 25. I got black and then I've got red. And all these have been cut. The ones out in the car have not been cut yet. But see, like I've got a red too. So, what I think I'm going to do, as I was thinking about it, what they're big, you can use the materials you got. And these are brand new, really. They've just been sitting in a box. And, but what I got to thinking was, I saw some mug rugs that are 5 inches by 7 inches. Perfect little size. And really what it is a little placemat for your coffee and a treat or something. You can just put your treat right down on it. But nevertheless, what I'm thinking, instead of what they did was they had backing. You've got your back piece, and then you've got your batting in the middle, your soft stuff, and then you do the quilting on the top. Well, what they were doing was they were taking that batting, this one person took the batting and then started quilting on top of it. Didn't have the bottom piece, okay, just the batting. And then so they quilted on that, which means they're adding material. They're doing a patchwork type thing. So that's going to make it thick. But what I was thinking is, instead of putting a backing on it, I think I'll use this. This is thick. It's got little bubbles across it, and you can't see it, I'm sure. Maybe if I get it closer, there you go. You can see those lumpity bumps. Anyway, this is terry cloth dish towels. It's not just tea towels. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the seams all the way around, I think. I'm not sure. Maybe I don't have to. But for it to be uniform and correct looking, I probably should. But otherwise, really, I don't have to. So what I want to do is I want to do the 5 by 7. And I think this will do 4 of them. But what I'm thinking I will do is not have a back on it. This will be the back. This will be the back, and then I will sew quilt material on the front, and then I will somehow, I might have to put a binding on it if I don't put a back on it. And I don't know if that makes sense either. What's the other one? Oh, okay. In order to not put a binding, a seam binding around the edge, I want to switch off into two different places here. The binding can really make it cute. I mean, when you've got your quilt going on and then you bind it around the edge, it kind of finishes it off, even though it's pain in the butt. Because the other way you do it, you would sew the quilting, like I would sew the quilting on here, like I just said, and then I would get a piece of material that I want on the back, and then you sew it like a pillow and leave the opening so you can turn it inside out or outside in. No, the inside is on. It's not making sense in my head, okay? And I've kind of got a headache because I've been trying to figure out what I was going to actually buy. And it is. It can be exhausting for the brain when you don't want to spend a lot, but you want a lot. And then I got carried away. I thought, oh, I'm going to go ahead and get these colors by the bolt. Okay, well, the bolt is 8 or 9 yards. I mean, I found a really good deal, but if I got all the colors I wanted and got them by the bolt like that, I would have a way big price tag, okay? So sometimes we just have to go a little less, and I still got more than probably I ought to. Because some of this material was in 3 yards, cut in 3 yards at a time. So instead of getting the bolt, I went down to the 3. And I might have on the black got 2 of the 3s. I'm not sure. I might have got several 2 of the 3s. But at least it wasn't 9. Okay, it was 6 instead of 9. That helped anyway. But still, I think that might be a really good idea. Just quilt on top of this and put a binding around it. And then the bottom of it will be terry cloth. And the front will be the quilt. I'm going to do that because you know what? I'm experimenting. When I come up with the right, bestest way, notice I said way. I'm looking for an easy way out. And I think that that's it. And so these towels, I started to tell you, I bought these towels in a 25 pack. So I got a pack of the red and a pack of the black. And I was making, like I said, hanging towels. And I was also doing the bowl cozies. So I found some material. I showed you guys that yesterday. I found some of the squares that I had cut for the bowl cozies. They're 10-inch squares. And I'm going to use those for other things. I'm not sure exactly what I'm doing. But I'm excited. So I think what I can do with those squares, though, is I can cut those into smaller pieces and then I can quilt them on top. So like the chickens, I have chickens, which will go good with black and with the red. And what else do I have? Oh, the farm equipment. Now the farm equipment, a lot of it is with red. So I could put it on red, or I can go ahead and do it with black. Now what I've done is I've ordered, I'll tell you what I ordered. Oh, excuse me. Go in my head and let me see if I can tell you what I did. Oh, it's weird how material, either the prices change every day or overnight or something, or I found something different. Because I looked for the kitty material and the puppy dog material, and yesterday it was $12 a yard. $11.90 something a yard. I'm going, that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I didn't put it in my cart. But then I looked today. I mean, it actually showed up when I opened up my cart, but it was $5.98 a yard. Now, $5.98 is still not what I want to pay. About twice about what I want to pay, but it's so dadgum cute, and that's what's going to sell. If I try to make things to sell, I need people to just adore it. And what I'm talking about is these little kitties and puppy dogs. I showed you guys scraps of that yesterday that I had left over. But they are so cute. And they only came in 1 yard increments. You know, I really should look and see if it came by the bolt, but I don't think it did. All I know is the order has been placed and my head hurts. I need to take something for it. But I want to see. Okay, so what am I looking for? I want to go back to Walmart. And then I want to look up. Oh, I can undo that. I can undo that. I don't know about you, but I'll plug you in anyway. Okay. I was looking at my things and everything's charged 100%, so they don't need to stay on the charger. All right, I'm gonna put down, see, I put it down before, kitty, oh. I wanna go back to that now. I get distracted so easy. Okay, let's just put kitty. Fabric by the yard. Oh, I should say by the bolt. Come on. Well, what comes up is the 1 yard deal. They've got Hello Kitty, but they've got them in fat quarters, which, you know, still would add some Hello Kitty. Well, that's cute. You find something cute and a decent price, and then what do they want to do? Charge you for shipping. You have to be careful, people. Okay, so this says mainstay 58 inches by 1.5 yards. Anti-pill fleece kitty. I wonder. See, 58 inches is a lot bigger than 44. It's another 14 inches. And then it's 1.5 yards for $12.33. And I just paid $11.98 for 2 yards. And I've already placed my order, so I guess really I should stay with that. I've been, I could still have failed, but I've been trying to get 100% cotton. And mostly that has to do with, well, a couple of things. Like the bowl cozies. A lot of people stick that bowl cozy right in the microwave with their stuff. Well, I wouldn't do that. I don't do that. And I didn't realize that you're supposed to use 100% cotton. So when I made my stuff before, some of it was cotton, but like the thread, you need 100% cotton thread. Otherwise, you're putting it in the microwave, it's going to start on fire, or it's going to melt, or it's going to do something. Anyway, hopefully I did the right thing. It was probably too late to change it. I'm not going to worry about it because I did the best I could. I did have a good deal going on. And basically, I still got a good deal going on because they've taken 1/2 of the yard away and added it to the width. So I'll still be all right. But I do want some, oh, how interesting. Cotton cats, kittens, cotton cats, kittens, kitties, book stack. Okay, that must be their, the search engine is made to draw it out. Let me look at that. That's cute. Okay, so what is that? I wonder what it is. It was $20 is what it is, but what is it? Okay, so let's see. Cotton, cats, kittens, kitties, books, stacks, library. Bookshelves, bookcase, bookworm, librarians, reader, animals, birds, owls, figurines, realistic cats, feline, cotton, fabric, print, by the yard. Okay. I'll see if I can show it to you. I don't know if I can. Can you see it? So it's a bookshelf with cats all over it. I can't see it that well, I'm sorry. That's cute. So you have a library with books all over the place on this bookshelf, and then you got all these different cats. Some are leaning over trying to smack at another cat. It's just cute. So that's by the yard. I wonder how much. $20 a yard. Can't do it. Can't be doing that. Oh, here's a little stack of Hello Kitty. I wasn't looking for Hello Kitty, but you know, it's nice to know what they have here. And I looked up what is a charm pack. Oh, there's Harry Potter. What is that going to be? One yard. One freaking yard. They want $12. And it's saying you're saving $8 because it was $20. Sorry. No. No. I mean, I love Harry Potter, but that's crazy in the head. Don't love him that much. But I do want some cute things. So, you might have to pay for them cute things. I got a whole bolt. I went ahead and got a bolt of quilt batting. It's 100% cotton. And it was $20 off of what it normally was, but it still was a lot. But if I sew all the things I want to, it will be good to have quilt batting around so I can just go crazy. I'm getting prepared. I am. Well, there's my chickens, $5.98 a yard. Fabric Traditions, 44 by 1 yard, 100% cotton. I showed it to you yesterday, but I'll show it to you better because of this picture. Okay, can you see it? I can see it when I have it in front of my face, but up there it looks blurry. But that's $5.98 a yard. I just had a bad thought go in my head. You know how that goes. I lived on my little farm, and we had chickens. Oh, pardon me. We had lots of chickens because we bought them when they were little babies and grew them up. At one time, we had 100 chickens we let out to free range. Now that was really stupid, and we just didn't realize. I mean, I didn't realize anyway that the predators were going to eat those chickens. Between dogs coming on the property and eating them, big birds swooping down and getting them, that happens. We had eagles, we had vultures, we had whatever. We had owls. In fact, I saw a white owl come out of my the second story of my barn. And I'm going, is Harry Potter here? He must be coming. Those of you Harry Potter fans will know what I'm talking about. Okay, the owl knew where that boy was going. Anyway, I like those chickens. They're more white and brown. They don't have all the different colors on here, and they have sunflowers. It's too late now, but I might want to just add it to my cart. And we'll see about it later. Do 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 do, hey hey. You're so far away. Hey. Okay, assorted safety pins, brass and zinc. I think, look at those. I've seen some people, instead of using stick pins, they're using safety pins to hold things together. Those aren't the ones. Ow, ow, ow. Something's biting my toe. Okay, we're just gonna keep going here. The shipping crap's gotta go. See, they show things that are not just from Walmart. So if you want something in Walmart's not carrying it, you gotta pay extra shipping. $21 by $18. I was trying to figure that out earlier, because if I want to do a 5 by 7 coffee mug, rug. 5 by 7 looked like a perfect little thing. And I've seen them, I saw them bigger, so I could go a little bigger. But for my purposes with these cut off terry cloth things, and also that, I was trying to figure out, okay, 21 inches on one end, so you can get 3 times 7. And the other end would be 3 times 6. I'm just not sure how you put it together, because you want one piece. Okay, so let's see. What I need to do is get a measuring tape out. But anyway, this is going to be my 5 by 7. It's either 5 by 7 or a 6 by 7, because I'm going to cut it into 4ths, this piece. But I'm also going to cut the seams off. Because I'm going to end up binding that. Anyway, I'm excited. I have a new use for my little towels, and they do seem to be a little bit small for doing the hanging towel. See that? But that don't look small when I look in there. And especially you're going to put material up here and hang it over the... And I'm going to do it different than I was. I did one, okay, and I just didn't like what happened. I could get it on the oven door. That was a pain in the butt. But I could get it on there and get it all smoothed out. But what I found was people are stupid. What I mean is, well, they even when you train them, they just don't take it right. So if I'm doing this as a towel, and I want to what I decided is I'm going to do a gather. Just gather it across. and then hang it on the towel bar. Because before I was folding it just so, and then I didn't like the way it looked, and it looked fat in the middle, and it just wasn't a flowy towel for you to grab and dry your hands. But there's that deal, grab, okay? Because the way I made it, if I can remember, have a piece of material that I got it all folded over and sewn and all that, and I'm gonna fit this in underneath it, but I also put over a band, okay, like a band this wide, goes across the front, so the towel tucks down in there. So the minute someone grabs that towel, dries off their hands, what have they done? They have messed up my top. It's all twisted and all weirded out. So now I don't like that design. So I'm going to come up with something different. And I saw some of these hanging towels the other day where they did put a piece of material on the top and they gathered the towel like I was talking about, but they made a loop. There was a little loop at the top, and that's what it hung from. I was going to say hanged from. Anyway, so like if on the wall, if you had a hook, then you could place it on that hook and dry, and it won't tear up all the other stuff. But I'd have to show you a picture, and I don't know where it is right now. I've just been looking at a lot of tutorials. Let me see. I always say that. Let me see. That's what them eyeballs are for, right? Those are cute too. Just doing a lot of, let's see, there's oversized hot pads that you place on the table so you can place several different things on it. And I like this, they've got book sleeves that they're making too. Those would be really simple. And I wanted to do drawstring bags. Let me just see if I can pull that up. No. Come on. Skip. Okay, let's see. Oh, she's going to show how she's doing it. Okay, but she did do the loop. Okay. She's making... And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. You have to keep this little bow. She made the thing I was talking about. So you got a piece of material at the top, and you've got it gathered, the towel's gathered in it. And then at the very top, there's a loop. But what she's doing is she's making a bow. She's decorating it with a bow. But it still had that loop. So you'll just have to take my word for it until I find something that I've made. So I was watching about making coasters. Coasters would be really easy, super fast and easy. Just have to have the materials and have it cut right. Anyway, I am excited. And I'm excited to find something that's cute, that someone would probably want. You know, you got to have it priced right, but it's got to be cute. It's got to be something they want. You know, we all have enough junk in our houses. We don't want to bring other stuff in unless it's just cute. So I've been watching What to Do with Scraps. Leftovers is what this one person just said. But I've seen all kinds of things made. So you just want it to be simple. Simple and cute, and got to have it. It's a must have. And it's one you don't leave and say, all right, well, I'll come back later, because they never come back later. Sometimes they do. I can't say that they don't. We went to a little craft fair not long ago, It wasn't a craft fair, but it was something else, and the vendors were out. Lansdale Days or something. And this guy had made these beautiful wood birdhouses. And they were just gorgeous. I mean, and they were expensive. But they were worth it if you have the money. And me and Jesse looked at them. We were discussing them and stuff. And I had heard recently about a key being a talisman. I was telling her about that. Well, on one of those birdhouses, it had the key attached. And it's one of those skeleton keys, okay? So anyway, I had no clue. She left to go to her daughter's house for something. And then they went back over there and she bought one. So she went back and purchased, I think it might have been $85. But it was, I'll have to show it to you. It's out on the front porch. But it was beautiful. Just simply marvelous. Okay, there's 2 pens. I've got this box that I've set this, the ring on that's holding my camera. So I have just now stuck a second pin through the cardboard. That'll be my pin cushion. And here pretty soon when I get something cut out to sew, I'm going to be sewing. I just love all these things. They've got really great, the key fobs, those would be super simple. And I didn't think to look for the hardware. I'd have to get the hardware and a tool. You have to get a tool to crimp it to the material so it doesn't come apart. So you make it to fit on your wrist. And then not just that, someone else did, and you wouldn't have to have that hardware. She did scrunchies. Wonder how she hooked that up. She must have still had to have the hardware. But she made it so it would slide way up on her arm. Okay. I'm going to probably quit worrying about all this stuff, which is not true, because I'm gonna that was a message from Walmart. Anyway, I'm gonna go crazy is what I'm gonna do. Yes, some would say I'm already crazy. You can say that if you like. Because I don't know what normal is anyway. I know that I'm Abby normal. But I am totally excited. All right, so I was telling you. I don't think I ever did tell you. So the material colors that I bought, or I have on order. I have chocolate brown, similar to a royal blue. I have black and red. Those are the colors of the material. Different materials. I got 3 yards each of those. The black, I think I got 6 yards. I might have gotten 2 times 3. I mean, it stands to reason I'm going to use it for a lot of accent type of stuff and part of quilting. And black goes with everything. And I love black. A lot of people do. All right, so that's 4 pieces of material. And then I got a bolt of quilt batting, 100% cotton quilt batting. And then I got I got 2 yards of the puppy dogs and 2 yards of the kitties. I went ahead and got some needles, some special type needles. My daughter, her living room set downstairs has been totally destroyed by this dog. And I mean it. The covering is off. You just see the cloth. And then up where he jumps to look out the window, There are 2 cushions, and there's probably been another one ruined that's already been taken away. But this cushion is ripped all the way across the top and falling open, and all the stuffing and everything. So I keep putting the stuffing back in there. And I'm not sure if she might have taped it once or not, because I mentioned getting some tape and taping that sucker together. You know, some of that real sticky duct tape. And still, I might want to do that. But what I'm going to do is those needles, 2 of them are circular. So they are for putting it into that couch. In other words, if I can get all the cushion up, and I've got to make sure the needle is not going to rip through the material. That's why I was thinking I might go ahead and put like a strip of duct tape, maybe on the inside, tape it to the inside, but to give it strength so that when I do put the needle and string through it, it's not going to rip. It'll stay. So anyway, it might not work, but it is an idea. And these needles was $1.12 for a package of needles, and there were 2 of them that were circular that would work for that cushion. If you can get your finger to push, if you can get yourself to be able to push it through. I didn't order a thimble, but I might need a thimble. So I don't really have a lot of everything, the sewing supplies. I have some. I have a little tote that was in my car that's where my rotary tool was, thank goodness. Because I bought the board, you know, it's grafted out. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but anyway. I've got a cutting board. And then I've got the ruler that you lay down, so you can just slide this other thing across it. The rotary tool, you can just slide it. That's going to be great. I'm going to be able to use my terry cloth towels. And they still might be good for what I was using them for in the first place. I just got to get one made. Jessica just don't see that. It's so little, she said. What can you dry your hands off with that, you know? But you can. And then when you open it all up, it's just that it appears small. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? Maybe I should just stop. That's 42 minutes. But I am looking. I'm looking for cute stuff that's easy to make that people will want. And I guess bags, zipper bags, are a real big deal. And then somebody's here making little miniature purses. I don't know what all they're doing. I just know that I'm going to partake. And then I don't know what I'll do about selling them. I have to advertise locally. Maybe I can get Jessie to take some to her work and show them. I can see them being a real good little gift. So I'm going to get off that. He announced temples before any plans existed. What really happened before? Let's get real with Stephen Jones. I haven't been watching about the funeral. And I'm not sure exactly if it's happened yet or if it's about to happen. Last Temple News. Start your journal. I should be writing in a journal. I haven't written in a journal forever. And that is where I got a lot of my papers. When I started writing, it's just amazing the things that poured out of me. Going, wow. I don't think they've had his funeral yet, or it would just be plastered everywhere. I mean, they've had some things. And he was talking about temples going everywhere. But that thing I just read sounds like he was talking about it before plans were ever made. Latest temple news. Status of all 200 temples announced. I wonder what that's going to say. That's 28 minutes. I'll have to listen to it. Live conference predictions. See, this is October. Oh my. So when is conference? Is it this coming weekend? It could be, because it seems like it's around October 6th. April 6th and October, every 6 months. April 6th is the birthday of Jesus Christ, his true birthday, given to us by a prophecy of Joseph Smith's years ago. Do 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 da 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 dum. All right, I will just have to take a look into that. I know that I bet you conferences this weekend. What really happened before something? And it says he announced temples before any plans existed. That just means they had to go back and make the plans. And I bet where he said they were going to do temples, they already have property. That's usually the way it is. Dum dum da dum do 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 do. I know, it gets old. I have to stop that. Stop. No noise, no noise. Okay. So, I've talked about sewing. I've talked about my order. I haven't taken my pills. You see, this is my pair of scissors that I found in my tote. I get excited when I find some things that I own. I forget. But I also need to go, like maybe I should go to Goodwill and look and see if they have any sheets. Any good deals. Problem is, they've gotten to where they don't have good deals because they want all the money. They don't. They're not trying to help us out. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, people. Oh, I think maybe I'll go. I wonder what that is. It says stash. There's all these apps that I've got offloaded because there was no room for them. Do 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 do. You're so far away. Hey. This stupid thing. I turn on my email and it goes back to 2023. It doesn't come to the beginning. So I know there's probably something I can just poke and it'll change that. But okay. Go back, go back, go back, go back. Okay. Well, I'm going to just call it quits, I think. So far, I probably should try to find some type of a scripture, huh? Oh, we almost missed that. I'm just kidding, you people. I don't really have anything in mind what I could share. But in the old days, in fact, I was going to show you guys something. Oh my, where'd I put it? Where is it? Okay, first of all, I'm going to show you this. I don't know what I did with that. There it is. Okie dokie. I've got all this stuff in here. Okay. Just off the side, I told you guys I had 2 more manuals. I just didn't know where they were. Well, they were in a box in my car. Here's one. See how big they are? I'm just saying, they're not little. This one is Come Follow Me, the Old Testament from 2022. No wonder. Trip. Okay, maybe I'll read that. This is from Dad's Ward. It's a program. So that's showing the family. And they're sitting down on the ground around a table. But see, this is what, a Dad's Ward, this is what we would get. On the back are the numbers, names and numbers of all the contacts that you'd like to have in the ward. Like as in bishop, first counselor, second counselor, executive secretary, ward clerk, elders quorum president, primary president, Relief Society president, young women's president, ward mission leader, Sunday school president, ward temple and family history consultant Jeff Sagan. That name sounds familiar. And it's got his email and his phone. Oh, full-time missionaries for the phone number. So that's all on the back. But on the front, what it says, this was February 13th, 2022. Park Hills Ward. Cry unto him in your houses, yea, over all your household, both morning, midday, and evening. Yea, and when you do not cry unto the Lord, let your hearts be full, drawn out in prayer unto him continually for your welfare, and also for the welfare of those who are around you. That's in Alma. This is in the Book of Mormon. It's in Alma 34, verses 21 through 27. And here's a picture. I'll show you. Can you see that? See if I can straighten it out. Let me see if I can see it. So it's Jesus. He's got his arm around a girl, a young girl. And then there's a guy in front of him that has got his robes and is kissing them. So he must be happy. Let's see. The Lord hath comforted his people and will have mercy upon his afflicted. That's in Isaiah 49:13. And we are doing the Old Testament in this book. There's Jesus on the cross from the back. Do, 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 do. I don't know if you can see the pictures very good, but they're kind of cool. See what else. All right. Okay, here's Moses. I mean, I don't think you can Missed that. Separating the water so they can walk across the floor to lead them out of Egypt. Do, 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 do. Genesis 28 through 33. Surely the Lord is in this place. It's a temple. Can you see it? Okay. I know. City of Zion, translated by Del Parson. Okay. I don't know if you can see it. Looks to me like they must be seeing something or praying or something. There's the ark. I don't know if you can see that very good either. All of a sudden I'm starving, so I gotta go do something about that. I'm not seeing what that is. I bet it's Adam and Eve. Abraham, Babylon, my goodness. Anyway, my head's all dizzy now. I gotta go eat. So I guess it's time. I gotta show you one more thing though. So that was the, two more things. This is the one for Doctrine and Covenants manual. And it is from 2021. So 2021, 2022, and I have a 24. I don't know what happened to 23. But here's something else I found in my car. Mary R. Smith. The R is for Riggs. That's her maiden name. But this is a skinny book. And it's got 3 things in it, at least. What's the first one? Okay, it's got the Book of Mormon, and then it's got the Doctrine and Covenants, and then in the back it's got the Pearl of Great Price. And it's this little teeny tiny book. I guess I could open it up a little bit. And you can see even there, Mother has some things marked. I wonder what that is. That's in the Doctrine and Covenants. Doctrine and Covenants, section 121. She's got a bunch shaded, and then she's got some definitely marked, but we'll just do this. This will be our scripture. Doctrine and Covenants, section 121. I'm going to start with verse 34. Behold, there are many called, but few are chosen. And why are they not chosen? Question mark. Because their hearts are set so much upon the things of this world, and aspire to the honors of men, that they do not learn this one lesson, that the rights of the priesthood are inseparably connected with the powers of heaven, and that the powers of heaven cannot be controlled nor handled only upon the principles of righteousness, that they may be conferred upon us. It is true. That they may be conferred upon us, it is true. But when we undertake to cover our sins, or to gratify our pride, our vain ambition, or to exercise control or dominion or compulsion upon the souls of the children of men in any degree of unrighteousness, behold, the heavens withdraw themselves. The Spirit of the Lord is grieved, and when it is withdrawn, amen to the priesthood or the authority of that man. And that was amen to the priesthood or the authority of that man. Behold, ere he is aware, he is left unto himself to kick against the pricks, to persecute the saints, and to fight against God. We have learned by sad experience that it is the nature and disposition of almost all men, as soon as they get a little authority, as they suppose, they will immediately begin to exercise unrighteous dominion. Hence, many are called, but few are chosen. And then here's what she's got underlined specifically. It says, no power or influence can or ought to be maintained by virtue of the priesthood, only by persuasion, by long-suffering, by gentleness and meekness, and by love unfeigned, by kindness and pure knowledge, which shall greatly enlarge the soul without hypocrisy and without guile, reproving betimes with sharpness when moved upon by the Holy Ghost, and then showing forth afterwards an increase of love toward him whom thou hast reproved, lest he esteem thee to be his enemy. That's where she ended. But anyway, it says that he may know that thy faithfulness is stronger than the cords of death. Let thy bowels also be full of charity towards all men, and to the household of faith. And let virtue garnish thy thoughts unceasingly. Then shall thy confidence wax strong in the presence of God, and the doctrine of the priesthood shall distill upon thy soul as the dews from heaven. The Holy Ghost shall be thy constant companion, and thy scepter, an unchanging scepter of righteousness and truth. And thy dominion shall be an everlasting dominion, and without compulsory means it shall flow unto thee forever and ever. So that's out of my mama's scriptures. And I opened it up. I showed Jessie. She's not into the church, okay? But I showed her, and I looked for the date. And guess what the date is? 1976, which is the year she was born. I'll put these back on. I told her, I says, that, you know what that means? That means it's for you. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Salt Lake City, Utah, USA, 1976. And that's where I was when I had her in 1976. I was in Salt Lake Valley. But that is just, I think that is just excellent. I said, as a sign, it's for you, my dear. No, it isn't. I'm looking on the back here. Okay, so it says copyright 1974 by Spencer W. Kimball. And see, back then, Jessica was, she was just being born, but later on in life, she named a dog Spencer after Spencer W. Kimball. First edition. First English edition published in 1830. This is the Book of Mormon. First issued as divided into chapters and verse with references by Orson Pratt in 1879. My nose wants to run now. First issued in double column pages with chapter headings, chronological data, revised footnote references, pronouncing vocabulary, and index in 1920. So cool. And I'm glad to have it. It was my mama's. And so she has studied this book and she's written in it. She's shaded it. She's drawn lines under things that are important. I did offer it to Jessie, but she don't want it. I said, that's fine. I will take it. Now, see, the thing is, I've already got scriptures and scriptures, and it's like I told you about Dad's house. He had a set of scriptures he was reading from, but he had scriptures all over the place. And a big, more than one probably, big Bible on the bottom shelf of his coffee table. I was telling you guys about Bible gathering dust. That dusty Bible that no one reads. It's hard. It needs help. Yes, of course I do. Okay, I'm going to let you people go. I'm going to go find some food and see about making me some. They're going to be strange. Like I said, I just want to use one layer of this, and then I want to quilt on the top. And it just seems like that should be enough, because this isn't plain material, it's thick. So I will try it anyway. Nothing beats a failure but a try. That's what they say. My nose is being a little wet. Okay, people. It's Friday. It's thank God it's Friday day. Anyway, I will say bye. Say la vie. Take good care. Take good care of yourself. No, you don't belong to me. You belong to yourself. You belong to God. And hopefully my fella belongs to me. But we'll see. Someday we will see all the mysteries that lie in me. Anyway, you guys take care. Love ya.